Hello, everyone, and welcome to another chill Sunday Staxel stream. Up, and my game just crashed. Yay. Good times. Just get this back up. There we go. We should have game now. No? Do we? There we go. Slowly wait for people to make their way in. Let's get this going on Twitter too. Welcome, Doug. How are you? Excited for another stream from your favorite capitalist streamer? You need to find a different streamer for your capitalism. Greetings, M. Think we are... But I'm just gonna give people a few minutes to get in. Everyone, welcome, welcome. You think you're at the right place, Doug? That's cool. Give it about 2 minutes for people to make their way in. Until then, I'll just sit here and enjoy this calm, relaxing Staxel music. This music really does just chill me out. It gets me in the mood to relax. I think today what we're going to focus on is trying to do the quests to get the Unikitty. We gotta finish Tomti's house up. I have to finish the tank on the toilet. And finally, I want to have a little bit of a political conversation about certain senators. So we'll try to make all that happen today. Cray, welcome. How are you doing this Sunday? How has your week been? Greetings, Tudes. Welcome. How has your Sunday been treating you? How are you doing today? How has your week been? This is different. Okay, there we go. And I think we can, today's video has a companion stream. Oh yeah, definitely. We're gonna be talking about that. I figured it would be good to keep with the theming. So I think we can make our way into playing. Just so everybody knows, I am having a generally get your chanclas ready. That is so true. I am mostly having a good day today. I did just have a moment about an hour ago where my teapot actually broke, my ceramic teapot. And so I am currently using a French press that I have available, but that means I am probably going to have to get another one, or find some way to repair it. As I've been told, there are certain ways by people on my server. Welcome, Jalex. How is your Sunday going? With that said, let's do a little bit of Staxel. Let's see if this will actually... There we go. Game was not full screening for me for a minute. And we are loading. That sounds good. Your miniatures have been really, really pretty. And so, as always, we pay respects to the Tower of Basecat. Definitely think we need to finish Tomti's house. And we have to get our friendship with Rosemary to maximum, and we need to work on our friendship with Tomti to get the magical Unikitty. So I will try to give Rosemary some good gifts. Now, she likes carrot cake and stuffed animals, so she likes all that expensive stuff. I also should give Tomti some toilet paper, so let's order that right now. Ooh, that sounds delicious, Jalex. I am a little bit jealous. Let's get plenty of toilet paper for Tomti for tomorrow. Actually, how much is it to expedite that? So we can give him today. That's cheap enough. Let's do it. What is that cry? I'm not familiar with the organization. Where is Tomti at? Yeah, I'm actually not familiar with them. So definitely good luck there, and let me know. I am not familiar with that one either. Well, greetings, Duke. Welcome. What gifts are good for Tomti besides toilet paper? Toots, would you, mind being my wiki person? As you so amazingly do from time to time. Conquering the galaxy, Duke, that's kind of intense. Yeah, that works. And then we'll go up a little bit. Agreed, Cray. I feel like everybody contributes quite a lot when we have streams and stuff. How is Stellaris? I actually have it, but I don't think I've had the opportunity to play it. Okay. That's starting to form the tank. You know what? I might break one of these down and just move it so I can use it as a model without having to run back in the house. Okay, so it kind of angles itself up, so I can do it that way. I feel like I'm not seeing it right now. Okay, the next one can be one out in all directions. Is that what it is? Hold up. I have another idea. Now I can get a better angle at looking at what I'm trying to do. Oh, I see how it does it. Oh, I've been doing this differently. Sort of. No, I can easily fix that. That works. Okay, all I would do is take that corner off. That corner off. And then, like, that. There we go. That is most unfortunate, Toots. I appreciate you looking, though. So now we should go about maybe 2 layers up, where we fill in... Okay, we already did that. We went 4 layers up, so what do we do there? So we need 1 layer to extend out this way. So we'll make that this 4th layer. Okay, we're gonna dig this here so we can climb up top. You want to know which developer made Tomti obsessed with having a ton of toilets? The dev is a genius, honestly. So I am actually going to take this up here with me so I can model it as I go. I don't know, right now there's just something about the combination of the rainy weather in this game with the music that's just got me very calm. Almost nostalgic. I mean, I don't even know for what. I'm gonna need to extend the sides out by 1 on the next layer. No, on the next layer. Whoops. Nostalgia for the old days where we used to build community toilets together. Not what I was thinking, Doug, but sure. Get your wood chips ready. Okay. I'll do 2 layers like this since we're making it giant. Enough sponges for everyone to gather water, indeed. Okay. Next. We're gonna want to extend it out one more. But don't do the corner. I'm starting to wonder if this is too thin. I might extend that one more out here. I think that would be better. There we go. Oh, don't tell me I'm feeling sleepy at this moment. Hey, Base Cat. Thank you for protecting reality. Base Cat. Praise be to Base Cat, indeed. Apparently India and Rome had really good sewers, like good functioning public utilities. I feel like any society really needs to have a conversation about how to deal with waste management if you're going to have cities. Like even an anarchist society is going to have that conversation because waste management is one of the most difficult aspects of society to manage. Let's do that then. We'll have that go up one and out one. That's going to be in the way slightly. And then that should theoretically go all the way up till about halfway up, where it goes out one more. And then the lid rides. Okay, that's easy enough. Four and five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, if this part's supposed to be the tank, what if, in addition to saving clouds, I just did the perimeter? Woohooligan, welcome. How are you doing today? Nice. I am looking so forward to you getting that out. Definitely message me on Twitter the second you get that out. Like, I know you've been working really hard on that. Also, how high should we take this? I'm thinking a few more blocks up. Yeah, your videos are long for that much editing. I'm genuinely impressed. I mean, could you break them down into, like, multiple parts or something? Because you already do that, kind of, sort of. And then the next layer up is the same thing, but one out. Okay. No, 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 no. Ah. That sounds like a large undertaking. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna build my way back up there. A little bit more. Also, since I'm here, I'll just do that. And it should come out one more, actually. So, like that. And that's it. Don't fall. Please don't fall. You know what? That actually works. And then we put the lid on it, which will run along the inside of this perimeter. That is a really weird argument to make, Cray. Had a friend tell me they don't want to use Umberto Eco's to define American fascism because calling people fascists would hurt their feelings and make them feel excluded. So this is when you tell your friend that the entire point of fascism is to make out-groups feel excluded, and that making somebody feel bad for making others feel bad is not a problem. Like, seriously, this defensive fascism is getting tiresome. Not that I'm saying you are, Cray, just in general. Won't somebody please think of the racists? If only somebody would take dear care and think of all the bigoted people in the world. Let's see. I think that about does it. We have a toilet. I might have to build up to retrieve the rest of those clouds, though. I like it. Look at that. We got the tank on the toilet. Everything is done. Tomti's house is perfect. The ceiling is indeed flowing water that stands still. Those look like cell phone service bars. Which looks like the cell phone service bars? Oh yeah, that's real. Keep giving Tomti toilet paper. I love how I give him like 10 things of toilet paper and he's like, maybe I should get more. So Tomti's house is perfectly done. I really like the tank and everything. This came out amazing. Duke, thank you for the suggestion. Indeed it is. Oh yeah, we still have to build this mushroom house over here, which we should totally do in the shape of a mushroom. A goth mushroom. Base requirements away from the village. Oh, this has to be away from the village. Okay, so we'll move it out a little bit. You think that all mushrooms are goth and you will not elaborate. Fair enough. Hello, Poopsie. You know, at some point I am gonna want to build that pirate ship hanging off the tower of Base Cat somewhere, like just a floating ship in the sky over here. But I think that has to come after we get the magical Unikitty. Might be a future project. Which children's book, toy, media property do you think the right-wingers will claim is getting cancelled next week? We could start a betting pool. In fact, we could probably create a futures exchange over it. You know, we should probably gamble on it and spend all the taxpayer money and billions of dollars on it. We'll call it the cancel culture exchange. Hot Wheels? I don't think they'll complain about brown dolls, says M. I was gonna go with something Barbie related, so... It was a capitalist stream with ideas like these. True. You found me out. I think M is referring to dolls with brown skin tone. Is that what you were referring to, M? That they'll get upset over it? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, honestly. Maybe they'll release a Barbie with slightly darker skin that will be cancel culture. Don't they already have those? Actually, conservatives were already getting mad at a bunch of different doll series. Because I think, like, American Girls actually put out a guy doll, and there was, like, some sort of new Barbie doll that involved, like, a guy. And so they were getting all upset about it. Am I making this up? Honestly, it's all a distraction to keep us not focused on, like, the real things that are going on. Because I'm sorry, who the heck is actually concerned about Potato Head? A Latina American girl doll that looks just like her. Here's the thing. Here's my take on all of this. All of this is flat out corporate capitalism. Like, they're going to see markets where they can get people to buy stuff in more inclusive ways, and they're going to harp on that, and they're going to make it happen. Is it a good thing that we generally have this level of inclusivity and that we can have people represented? Sure, like, I am in full support of that. That's amazing. Do I think that the companies are doing it for any sort of good reason other than making money? No. Not at all. But this isn't like some leftist agenda where we're trying to, like, strike it to conservatives or anything like that. This is just capitalism trying to make more money. And doing so in a way that happens to include more people because they make more money by including more people. And I perfectly don't think that there's anything wrong with, for sake of argument, like, having these companies do that. There's nothing, like, inherently wrong with it. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't, like, actually make the society overall, like, completely fixed or better. Oh, socialism is when things I don't like under capitalism happen. This is true. But, you know, not the things where we actually need to be making an effort to change things. Like, if water supplies are broken, that's socialism too. Even if it's under capitalism. I'm sorry, you don't have, like, water running properly in several different states and major cities? Oh, that's totally socialism. That's not an issue with capitalism at all. If it's broken, it's because socialism. Socialism is when capitalism doesn't work. But we can't fix it because it's socialism. This is so true. Or when your energy grid isn't weatherized to save money for capitalists and people to freeze to death. Or when your water system in, like, in Mississippi or parts of Mississippi or Alabama are not equipped to actually stay functioning and your pipes keep bursting. Because that same storm literally knocked out parts of the water system in, different cities in Mississippi, rather. And probably Alabama, too. Though I did not see, like, explicit information about that. I didn't look it up, honestly. Honestly, there's just so much. There's so much wrong with the infrastructure in the United States. And we have the capacity, we have the means to fix it, we have the finances. Yeah, capitalists not paying to fix things is socialism. Also, actively not fixing things is a problem, because if we fixed it, that would be socialism. It's kind of ridiculous how much of a straw man, like, people used to go to attack socialism. Oh no, well, Hooligan, this storm system's been happening pretty much every 5 to 10 years. And to be perfectly real, the polar vortex thing 10 years ago knocked out some of the power in Texas. They didn't get a snowstorm, but it was really, really bad in terms of how cold it got, and some pipes burst then. So it's not like they shouldn't have been prepared for this. But there's no market incentive. There's no market incentive whatsoever to winterize things in Texas. You know, because each time you have to cut more and more services, you have to cut more and more things to try to drive your price down. And driving your price down on something that we need to survive is not a good thing. Sometimes you have to pay for the things that work and not just for a cosmetic thing. Which honestly is kind of the basis for the way wealthy people tend to operate their lives. You know, when we talk about instances where, you know, being rich is cheaper than being poor, it's because things like, oh, I can buy my house as opposed to rent it, means that I own the property, I have value, as opposed to, you know, hemorrhaging a certain amount of money every month. Things like that, spending a little bit more upfront to cut down costs later is literally built into the system. That is literally how you make money and survive in a capitalist system if you're wealthy. So they already know all of this. They already know how it works. They just don't care about poor people. Because they would not treat their own homes like this. And I'm just being real. Like, they wouldn't. Where can we make our mushroom house? Upper middle class, reasonably comfortable retirees are most of the people who eat up non-issues like that. Also, hi and welcome, Emma. Toots said, what I don't get is how anybody could find the Dr. Seuss was cancelled media coverage compelling or politically relevant. The whole situation feels like a parody made by a bitter socialist. You're absolutely right, Toots. And the thing is, that's weird to me, and maybe this is a weird take to have on this. I know Dr. Seuss was a flawed individual. I know there's a lot of issues around him. But the one thing and the one area he was explicit on is he was anti-Nazi. Like, he made a lot of anti-Nazi propaganda in World War II. Like, nobody can mistake that. And it's kind of funny that the people defending him right now are the Nazis. There's just a certain irony there. Maybe I can put the mushroom house here. Is this far enough away? We are still too close. Wait, it's still too close to the village? How far do you need this thing to be? You can't have ideological consistency, that's socialism. Away from village, there we go. No worries, Bahooligan. No judgment here. The only problem is, actually, I don't have flat ground to work with here. So let me bring it down here. How's that? That's better. And I can actually incorporate the trees into it. I feel like that'd be a nice touch. Since it's a mushroom house. Would you prefer I called you Sam? That's fine with me. Yeah, like, it's totally up to you. A goth mushroom. Then Sam it is. Yeah, it really is, honestly. I wanted to check something super quick in Portal. Where is that pirate ship? There it is. Hey, Felix. And supposedly there's a way to get a pirate hat somewhere here, and I have no idea how to get it. Well, definitely good luck with that, Sam. I'm trying... How would we even get the pirate hat? Hmm. Also, I'm going to need these blocks. go. I really do want to remake this ship. Just pour this. I might have to get more tea. So actually, because my teapot broke, I don't have as much tea in my thing as I usually do. So I might have to go boil some more water. So if you'll all give me 1 second, I will be right back. Okay. Water is boiling and doing the thing. Thank you all for the patience. Wonder what else there is up here, if anything. Toods, would you mind if you are feeling like you can look stuff up for me again? Would you mind checking how to get a pirate hat? Because that is something I would like to make happen in this game. Oh my goodness, the penguins are swimming. That is adorable. Also, if I get a penguin, I am naming it, oh, what is that name? Why am I blanking? I'm naming it Gunther. I am going to Adventure Time reference. Isn't it? I'm also gonna have to get some screenshots of, like, the ship at some point to, make stuff. Or to make it. I'm just doing this for later so I can get some screenshots to build it, because that is gonna happen. I might make it even bigger than this one, like maybe scale it up. And just have it like on a bunch of clouds connected to the tower, so the tower is actually like a base for an airship. That would be so cool. Oh. That's cool. Also, what is making this glow? I'm kind of curious what's making that water glow versus the water here that's not glowing. The power of friendship. Well, the power of friendship does tend to make things glow. That's never not gonna be funny to me, that giant toilet. The other water is fash, so no friends. Fascist water? I don't think water can be fascist. It's kinda antithetical. Good, I don't want water to be fash. I don't think you can have a swastika made of water. Cray encountered the idea of anti-democratic anarchism. Ooh boy, that's a hot topic. Well, one of the concepts is that, in theoretical terms, that democracy might in and of itself actively be a form of oppression. that the majority in a situation of like 51 to 49 might actually oppress the 49% who disagree, and therefore it is not favorable. Ultimately, I think it's just a thing that ignores the fact that sometimes not everybody's going to get their way in communities. Like, I don't think there's a way around it. And it's generally a perspective where anybody can do whatever they want, and I think it ignores... There's a sense of egoist anarchism there, and I don't understand egoist anarchism. It's something that I need to look more into before I comment more on, but in general, like, the principle of it doesn't seem to make sense to me. Yeah, exactly, Cray. It's, the goal is that you're supposed to have a community discussion around something, and you're supposed to arrive at a consensus that everyone can agree on, because the principle is that democracy itself infringes on a certain subset of the population. But I don't think it's realistic in the sense that you're never going to get everybody to agree on certain things. There's going to be principles where some people disagree, and you're going to need to come to some sort of consensus that maybe some people don't agree with 100%. Ideally, you want to be able to have the conversation and have everybody agree 100% of the time, and to come to some sort of arrangement that works for everybody involved. But then you need to eat, you know? You need to make sure things happen. And I think there's a balancing act there. And I think the goal should be to try to compromise as much as possible. I mean, there's also the idea that under democracy, you can theoretically still have, an in-group oppress an out-group. If an out-group represents a certain portion of the population, like 10% of the population, you can have a form of democracy that still enforces something like racism or something like that. Really? But I'd still say democracy is a better thing to move towards than what we're currently sitting in. Because at least during the conversation and debates in democracy, I think it's easier for more people to be informed than having like 1 or 2% of the population make all the decisions. And trying to rely on the benevolence of leaders. It wouldn't surprise me if the parrot ends up giving it to you after, like, befriending it enough. Like, I probably have to become good friends with Blabber. And then it'll show up right here. That's what I'm imagining. Also, welcome back, Ray. Welcome back, Duke, rather. Sorry. Tyranny of the majority would definitely be better than tyranny of the minority. In just about every situation. Let's buy a lucky box. Let's see what we get. Parts of this conversation are giving you horrible flashbacks to the Brexit arguments. I can see that. Sorry for that flashback. I know that's probably not doing you any favors. Be my friend. You too, Tomti. Give me maximum friendship points so I can do your last quests. Because I need a Unikitty. Base Cat demands it. Wait, what is that? A goatee? Oh, in case I want to be evil in like an alternate universe. Quickly how people can become anti-democratic when a single bad outcome happens. Very true. As if bad outcomes are, you know, not going to happen sometimes in all sorts of different systems and understandings. Like, a single bad outcome does not make something bad. It's when you have a whole mess of bad outcomes that you really need to start analyzing things. Thoughts on Rishi Sunak? I do not know. I do not know anything, dudes. Would you care to elaborate? You could give me your thoughts. Should I look this up? I'm gonna look this up. Super quick. Well, I should keep myself informed. Let's see. Just gonna quickly look at some stuff. Ah, I see. So what is so bad about him? Because I'm seeing a lot of positivity around him in the news. It doesn't surprise me that that's probably manufactured in some way, but I definitely would like to hear what you all have to say. Yeah, I've noticed that, just from the little I saw. Ah, wonderful. That's always a good thing, right? I want black roof tiles. The man who was apparently one of the loudest voices in favor of delaying lockdown when Boris Johnson was actually in favor of one. Oh boy. That sounds like fun. And the store does not sell black roof tiles. Yay. Now I have a roof, the roof part, but I don't have the flat part. Because if I'm going to make a goth mushroom house, I want to use a black roof. Because that makes sense, to me at least. But the game is not letting me do that. So I might have to do a thing that I really don't want to do. Unless I can check the wiki and see how to make the black roof tiles. Black roof tiles, Staxel. You can't even make them. So how do you even get them in the first place? You cannot get them from Totally Not Amazon. Only if you've picked one up before. Which means I'm about to do something that I don't want to do. Because the game literally is giving me no alternative to it. Creative mode, lunch. I'm just gonna make one and then I'll order it. I'm not gonna cut it out. It doesn't matter. Why would I lie about that if the game made something that I can't actively, like, do anything about? Okay, I didn't want to go to main menu again. Funny joke, yeah. For sure. No, Emma, British politics is important. If you want to vent about it, by all means, please do vent. Like, it's important that we're talking about all of the issues. And if I'm not familiar with it, then... yeah, like I want to learn. So, this is creative mode. Generally speaking, you can cheat everything here and make whatever you want. But I'm not going to do that. I am just going to make the thing that I can't get elsewhere. And once I pick one up, I can now order it. Okay. Game. There we go. Put that down there. Go back into here. Now I have everything I need. Now I can go back to main menu and turn creative off and not cheat. Granted us all, Emma. Tell us all about it. And there we go, we're back. And now I should be able to order it from not Amazon. Yep. Blabber? Okay, there you go. Reciprocal renting is most powerful. That is true. You need the I know to give you peace? Well, on the flip side of that, if you educate more people about it, then you're able to spread the knowledge and share with that, and somebody will be like, thank you for teaching me all the wonderful things. Let us make lumber so I can start building mushroom house. Also, I have a ton of light wood. My inventory is full. Okay, I don't need that. Politics in general isn't gonna produce, you know, good conversations in that regard. Like, bad things are always happening. I did not want you to place that there. Yeah, I'm with M there. What about that's whack as opposed to, I know. Let's start making the lumber. Because I am gonna need it. Also, there's toilet paper here, so I should just buy a whole bunch for Tomti. Also, I'm gonna give you this. You read somewhere that saying I know is a little dismissive? It could be. It depends on how it's said and the context of it. And who you're talking to. Because sometimes it can affirm the other person and be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, like, I'm with you. I hear you. I think that's more the context that Emma was talking about. Like, I know your struggle. As opposed to, I already know that, why are you telling me? Tomti, become my friend. I'm giving you all the toilet paper. The push to sell off provincial parks and expand coal mining has gotten serious pushback even from people who deny climate change. Really? How come, Tudes? I mean, that's a good thing. But I'm just curious as to why. Jalix, you belong to Munchkin. You are the human of Munchkin. Therefore, you know what you signed up for. One, two, three, four, five. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we will diagonal this. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And diagonal. 1. Actually, maybe we should extend it and we'll put the tree in the house. We'll merge them into one. I think that makes more sense for what I was thinking about doing. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, two, three. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. We figured out the true meaning of anarcho-monarchism, but Tara disagreed. What did I disagree with? It's like Base Cat and Tara, you're the emissary for Munchkin. That is true. The biggest proposed coal projects threaten the drinking water of hundreds of thousands of people, and the alleged economic benefit are pathetically small, and even climate change deniers like parks. Dudes, here's the thing with that. In the US, that wouldn't mean anything. I'm glad that it does there. It doesn't matter how many people like parks. If it means jobs, that's all that's cared about. And it's the most ridiculous argument. So I'm actually genuinely glad that there's some sort of understanding like that. Because that's actually an issue that's going on in West Virginia. And Joe Manchin and his family have been a big proponent of certain industries that have been very detrimental to the community. But because it produces jobs, because of the whole belief in jobs, people just buy into it. Probably because Americans are kept desperate and precarious as workers go. That's true. Like, I think there's actually an issue in West Virginia where some of the water supplies are coming up, like, black because of the coal dust. If I'm not mistaken. Well, the thing is, Jalix, it's never been about jobs. It's all about control. This actually looks like it's going to be a cool little mushroom house. I like that the tree is going to grow out of the house. The changes to coal development laws have been put on hold, but the companies are still working in the background in case the change is reversed. Oh, of course they are. One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, and 8. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there we go. And here we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and lit up in here. There's a significant possibility that the government is waiting until the public pushback dies down and then do what they planned all along. And that is the power of the state. As usual. It will sit and wait and do what it wants, and it'll prop up corporate interests, and it'll prop up everything else at the cost of people. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so tomorrow when the package of roof arrives, we will be able to make the roof for that house. Hey, base cat. Labour Party had long-term plans for a 4-day week in their 2019 manifesto, and of course were dragged over the coals for it. Yeah, the idea of giving anything to people is not going to happen. Like, Labour is going to keep ending up having to fight and tooth and nail for everything worldwide. Even if it doesn't make sense. Wait, why won't... Wait, why won't that go on? Oh, I know why. It's gonna make me do this. Also, wait a second. Why is that not how any of the other tiles look? I just realized that. Well, I hope you have a good night, Jalix. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I just realized that the black roof tiles don't work the same way as the other tiles. They're not filled in. That's weird. Maybe there's a reason they're not meant to be used? That's a little frustrating, honestly. Let me see if I can work around that. Maybe that's why they're not able to be bought. Like, normally. But what if I did this? No, because it's still gonna look weird. That's frustrating. So here's what I'm thinking. I am going to get a different roof color. Maybe like a dark red. That'd be good for a goth mushroom house. instead of the black, since that's not gonna work. Or I can mix the red with the black. That would be even cooler, honestly. Right, we've got this deep red right here. That works. Let's do like 100 of those. Also, Tomti's here, so let's give him some toilet paper. The toilet paper is for you, Tomti. Be my friend. So I am going to run to the bathroom super quick. Self-care is important. When I get back, how about we talk about Senator Sinema a little bit? Like we planned. How does that sound for everybody? We can also talk more about the British politics if you want, Emma, because I'm still definitely into that as well. Toods. I will be right back. Okay. We'll just take a look at what you said, Emma, and then we can go into Senator Sinema. So, Toots said, what's your perspective on why hostility toward Corbyn increased? Because Labour surprised the establishment by denying the Tories a majority in 2017. I also think they found lines that struck more. Also, the leftish Liberals became more enraged at him for not trying to reverse Brexit. Interesting. I'm assuming the good was in response to the question I asked about when I got back from the bathroom. Yeah. So did everybody hear about what the response, or what Senator Sinema, the person who decided to vote against the $15 minimum wage, did everybody hear what her response to all her criticism was? Exactly, Toots. She claimed that everyone was being sexist towards her. And I just want to be crystal clear about this. There is nothing sexist about calling what she did out for what it was. She just threw a bunch of people under the bus and really, really hurt people. And the way that she did it was probably one of the most distasteful ways she could have done it. And it was actually a parody of something that Senator McCain does whenever he flips the script and goes against the Republican Party, actually. Which I think is the funniest part about it. So she ended up using a tool that's usually used when Senator McCain... I think it was McCain. Was it McCain who did that? Let me just double check before I make a fool out of myself. McCain... thumbs down. Yep, it was McCain. So basically, John McCain, whenever he would go against the Republicans, would give a thumbs down to kind of put it out there that he was against what the party had done and said. So, of course, this is what she uses to justify her position. And it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. And I'm going to be real with you. She showed up with an outfit that was worth literally probably thousands of dollars from what I understand, to give a thumbs down to the people. And I get the perspective that she's trying to use, that, you know, it's sexist to talk about her outfit and sexist to talk about everything else in that regard, but that's not really what the issue should be. Also, I totally messed up the side of this house. How do I keep... Oh, no, I didn't. Never mind. Did I? Yeah, I keep doing 2 on one side and 3 on... No, it is 2 on this side. I am fine. I am misseeing this. I think? 3. 3. No, that is... How do I keep doing that? That is frustrating. Am I seeing this weird? No, I'm not. This side has 1 too many. Okay. But then how did this manage to line up? Anyway, while I fix this mess that I just made. So yeah, basically, she ended up claiming that everything in terms of her outfit was, you know, being exaggerated and that it was sexism and all this other stuff. But The truth of the matter is, the real sexism at play is the fact that she literally cast a situation and a vote where a good number of women in the United States are going to have to deal with further poverty because of her vote, because of the fact that she and 7 other senators decided to vote against the minimum wage being increased. And that is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. She comes in with this Roman style, like, thumbs down and wants to claim sexism, and it's the only defense that she has. And honestly, it is the kind of corporate misuse of things like sexism there that actively make actual claims of sexism issues where people just want to deny it. It's a bad look all around, and she knows what she's doing. She has to know what she's exploiting with that. So what does everybody else think about this? I'd love to get your perspectives on it all. But that's why this side only... One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's where part of the problem is. It's a smokescreen, exactly. That's exactly how I see it too. It is a gross situation all around, Doug. I completely agree. It's deeply disturbing when people try to appeal to the public's best instincts in order to protect themselves. Absolutely true. And the fact of the matter is there's absolutely nothing sexist about calling her out for what she did. Her perspective actively is hurting people. Her vote just hurt people. And I don't think she should be, given a pass for that. I think most of them expect the public not to notice what they do, so they can say one thing and do another. I mean, that's absolutely true as well, Doug. It's sexist to criticize a drone strike if the pilot was a woman. That's the thing, also. It's not sexist to criticize a woman for her actions. As a matter of fact, I would claim that it's quite the opposite, that if she's able to be protected from her actions because she's a woman, that would be more sexist. Now, I need to come out and say this. Some of the criticism of her outfits, for example, have been gendered. And I do think that there is something there, but she's taking it to a whole different level. Because I also think part of the criticism of her outfit was based around class, based around what she was wearing and how expensive it was. Because I think there were some rumors about her bag being a very expensive bag, and that part of it is something that is kind of nuanced, but they're playing on that. She's completely playing on that aspect of it. And twisting the narrative in her favor to make it seem like she's not actively doing something wrong when she very much knows she is. And she's paid off. She's part of the corporate class. If you look at her donors, there's a ton of PACs in there of large corporations that have backed her up, just like all of the other senators that were involved. And there's no way to justify it. But they're going to try to. They're going to try to do anything they can to justify it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that correct? It's definitely true that no one would have mentioned the outfit if it was a man in an expensive suit, though. Actually, you know, that is a problem. But I feel like we should have actually talked about that, because it is a class issue. And I think it's worth acknowledging, but not letting it distract us. Because I also want to say this, nobody is sitting there saying, oh, she was wearing, like, or shouldn't be saying, in my opinion, that she's wearing a skirt, and that's the issue. It's also the value of the outfit that she was wearing, the value of the bag that she was carrying, the classist component of it. And I think we should be speaking about how, honestly, how they can all get tailored suits and how they can get all these things. And yet the majority of people who want and need in our society for food and other things can't get that because they can't afford afford based on their current salaries any sort of decent anything. There's definitely a class factor that should be discussed here. One, two, three, 4. That works. These folks got accessories worth more than what some people make in months. That's exactly the point I'm trying to make. Thank you, M. Oh, I made that a little too high. Okay, I can fix that. I'll just make this go one higher all around. Yeah, and they can't give people $15 an hour. Like, the $15 an hour was the minimum. But when ContraPoints tweets that it's a 3 months on HRT outfit, there's not much class analysis there. Could you elaborate on that? Because I'm not familiar with maybe that tweet you're referring to. Okay, let's do this again. Mushroom House. I used to work at a $10 an hour job and it was barely enough to live on as a single adult. $7.25 is ridiculous. The minimum should be 15. Wait, what is... I did ContraPoints actually tweet that? Because that doesn't feel or sound good. That seems very, very bizarre, honestly. Damn it, my character's feeling sleepy. Alright. Even if there is a little bit of sexism at play with all of it, and I'm inclined to agree that there might be, I don't think it's enough of an excuse to downplay the level of hurt that she actively caused women. You know, there's degrees to all of this. And it really is a smokescreen, like Duke said. Because we can sit here and we can talk about how, you know, 100% about her outfit and all this other stuff. And there, like I just said, there's a grain of truth to it, right? Like, there is some aspect of it. And that's an important component of talking about the exploration of gender in society. But at the end of the day, people are hungry. People are choosing between food, rent, and medicine. And the harm that she is causing by not voting for the minimum wage is, quite frankly, way more sexist and problematic in terms of class than anything we could be talking about in terms of her outfit. Does that mean that there's, you know, not a valid conversation to be had about that? Sure, but I think it's distracting and missing the point to be focusing so much on it like we are. And I think it's a good intersection of class and gender that is worth talking about. I think on some level we're forced to confront it and fall for it. And I think that's part of why it's so effective. The fact that I'm sitting here having to both defend it and speak out against it is part of the problem, isn't it? At the end of the day, you know, it's problematic all around. Exactly. And she knows it'll work. And that's why she's doing it. I am probably going to need more red roof tiles. And the thing is, also, there's a component of it where I have to wonder if she did what she did on purpose, knowing she'd be able to get that response. Like, part of me wonders if she walked into it knowing she was going to vote down, knowing she was going to do what she did, knowing the whole thing. And given all of that, she purposefully chose to use an outfit that would be able to be a smokescreen. That she chose that in particular to distract. That would not surprise me. And I can only speculate, right? Like, we can all only speculate. But these things are going to keep being used as tools against us, even if they have some validity to them, even if everyday people experience them. I don't think we should be holding politicians quite to the same standard as everybody else in that regard. I don't think we can afford that, honestly. You know, if this was a person who got fired for their job for their outfit, I'd be all in favor of calling it out for what it was. But this is someone who controls a large amount of power in our society, who has the ability to determine whether or not some people eat or not. And she used her position of power and authority to do that. And I think that's where she opens herself up to all sorts of criticism. Even if some of the language is problematic, even if some of the ways we describe it is problematic, we're talking about a very real issue that needs to be addressed. And I don't think that should be something we distract ourselves with, and that we allow her to use a smokescreen for. That's just my 2 cents on the matter, though. And I think with any of the other senators and her, including the men, we should really be talking about the fact that they are able to buy these fancy things, to explore that, you know, all of the things they want to explore, to be that. And we are sitting here dealing with a reality where people can't function. Probably more she's just dressed upper class, and that is normal dress to her. That could be it as well. Surrounding issues shouldn't detract from the main issue. Intersectionality means you have to care about class too. Absolutely. And honestly, I'm worried about people eating. I'm worried about people having access to healthcare. I mean, worried about people being able to live into the next day. She's, from what I understand, a millionaire. She's gotten so much money from her corporate donors that it's absurd. Just like the whole lot of them. All of the senators got so much money off of that. Like, all the money they get. It's just frustrating, you know? There we go. This event reminds me of what we read and discussed about at book club this past Friday. Could you elaborate? That's very interesting. It is very neoliberal tudes. Absolutely. Wait, how am I doing this? I'm changing that into a corner. Okay. The state coming to the aid of business and capitalism and self-interest of the capitalist class. Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'm glad you brought that up. Because they will always rush to each other's aid before they'll deal with the reality of what we're dealing with, you know? That's accurate. Yep, that works. I don't know. To me, it's frustrating the fact that the smokescreen worked in any regard. At the same time, I get it. I get why it was done. I get the purpose of it. I get why it's effective and all that, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating how one thing is being used to distract from another important issue. It's frustrating how the whole thing is being designed and how it's functioning. And I think the most frustrating part for me is the fact that it's probably working on some people. Like, we're sitting here and we're analyzing it. That's it, Emma. That's it entirely. The fact is we're the ones who already care about these issues. And whenever you see situations where people on the right or people from more conservative perspectives, like neoliberalism, fascist perspectives, throw in that thing, well, what about this? What about this other thing you believe in? It ends up becoming a distraction. They don't actually care about the identity politics. They don't actually care about the issues at play. They just want to use it as a tool to continue exploiting people and to use their class privilege. And that's something we always have to be aware of when we're looking at, corporations and big business and politicians, people with class power, people with wealth and status, using these ideas that are very, very accurate and do have an influence on how we view gender and how we view race and how we view everything else, gender identity, everything, and sexual orientation. Because let's not forget that Senator Sinema is the first bisexual senator, and she's going to use that. She's going to utilize that in a place of power and privilege and use it to oppress people and hurt people. Not that she herself being bisexual is a problem, but she's going to use that as a tool within the left and liberal ideologies to say, well, I can't do anything wrong because I am X, I am this. And that is a problem. The fact that the conversation exists in the first place means the smokescreen worked, to be honest. It's not particularly a clever tactic against the left, but it works against people who practice class exclusionary intersectionality. See, that's the thing, too. I think it works on two different groups of people in particular. I think it works on class reductionists, and I think it works on the class exclusionary intersectionalists. And it works for two different reasons. Class reductionists are going to look at this. Reductionists are going to look at this whole topic and be like, see, this is how identity politics is used to destroy us and how it's denying us the reality, and it's going to make it difficult for us to band together in a class struggle. This is why well, for one, I think Duke calling it out for what it is important. The battle's already been brought, as far as I'm concerned. So on the one hand, we look at this, and like I said, class reductionists are going to look at it and say, see, this is why identity politics distracts us. Because the corporate classes are going to use this, the wealthy are going to use this against us, the politicians are going to use this against us, and we need to unite on a class struggle and ignore everything else. However, all the people who are class exclusionary intersectionalists are going to look at this and are going to ignore the class component of it entirely and come to her aid and defend her. And it ends up creating a wedge and divide. Whereas those of us who understand the full impact of intersectionality and understand that class and all of the other identity politics are mixed and how everything merges and how all of it will be used against us, we will be able to see through the smokescreen and come to the conclusions in the first place. And I think the fact that the tactic was already used, the smokescreen was already thrown down, we have to address it. We have to call it what it is. We have to say why it's a problem. Because if we can't identify why it's a problem, we're going to just end up in the same problem of the smokescreen in the first place, which is meant to divide us. It's meant to make us not see the real issues at play, and it's meant to hurt us as the working class. And honestly, for me, as a woman looking at this, I think her cry of sexism in this case, even if there is some merit to it, hurts women more than it does good. Because it erases the experience of how being a woman is intersectional, how it deals with class, how it is that sexism is not just, how we dress and the components of that and the gender roles and all of those things. It is so much more than that. And the number of women who are going to struggle and suffer because we don't have a $15 minimum wage is far greater than calling out this one senator for one particular component of things. And I don't think we should lose sight of that. And I don't think we should stop calling that what it is. I don't know if we can tactically retreat from it. The problem is once the debate is brought, we have to bring it. We have to face it. There are, I think, cases to tactically retreat, to ignore it and move on, but I don't think this is one of them, unfortunately. And as Emma said, I think it's clever because it takes away the moral high ground that we have in many people's eyes. If we continue the criticism, we look bad to some people. And that's true. To loop it back around, this is how they destroyed Corbyn and removed his image of moral consistency with the anti-Semitism issue. Could you elaborate on that, Emma? Because I am not familiar with anything about Corbyn. You are teaching me so much today about British politics, and I am grateful to learn it. Also, this is something in general that we're going to have to see through as we start to make inroads as leftists, that these tactics will be used against us. That our own effective strategies, that our own inclusivity will be used against us as a tactic. The fact that we want to see the best in people and we want to do the best will be used against us. It always has. And I think it's important we address that. I think it's important we deal with it as it comes. That we say, yes, you might have a point here, but that doesn't mean and doesn't take away from the fact that what you're doing is horrible. Because being part of an intersectional understanding of things means that sometimes things are going to be horrible and good at the same time, and we need to address both. Labor has been embroiled in an anti-Semitism controversy with some legitimacy. The issue struck to Corbyn, and so became major defining issue in the last election. That doesn't surprise me. Oh, what just happened? I think I hit the main menu button. I did not mean to do that. It should load me right back where I was. The problem is control of the narrative. If every voice people hear says one thing, the truth doesn't matter. That's true. And I think that's why we have to do our best to address it for what it is. I don't know, sometimes it's going to probably be inadequate. No, don't build like that. It's to do with Israel, and unsurprisingly, the issue of anti-Semitism around Israel debates became a bigger issue than Israel's crimes themselves, again distracting from the main issue. That's... I'm gonna be real. That's a dog whistle that's been used a lot. Or not a dog whistle. Is it a dog whistle? It's a smokescreen, I guess, again, where that issue has been consistently twisted in a way that Zionism and being anti-Zionism and anti-Semitic have somehow been merged in certain understandings. Red herring's a good one, actually. Poisoning the well, I believe, is what you're describing. Yep. Thank you all for filling in my language. How did I do this here? I feel like there's always this one side of the house I'm having issues with. Right now it's because I can't see. Maybe I'll just come back in the morning time. What bothers me is that accepting Sinema's excuse requires the same level of self-delusion as believing that Dr. Seuss was cancelled. But I guess that level of self-delusion isn't exactly rare. That's really it, Tudes. That is it in a nutshell. Because one thing doesn't justify the other. Her not voting for the $15 minimum wage has nothing to do with sexism. It has everything to do with classism. Now, some of the responses might have to do with sexism. Some of the issues around it might have to do with it. But her decision, her thumbs down, her perspective, her actual vote isn't really going to fix it. I completely agree with you, Toots, and I think it's one of the downsides of Twitter in general. Twitter does not really provide us with the means of having that nuance, having that conversation and debate. Is that how I fix this? Why is there always one side I can't get right? Twitter is like if someone looked at the issues with online communication and thought, how do we make that worse? Character limit. Absolutely true. Well, honestly, there's a reason why the US's former president had a wonderful field day on Twitter. Because when you can reduce arguments down to 140 characters and you can dismiss them down to their absolute minimum, you can get a lot of people to just believe something that isn't, nuanced, that doesn't have perspective. It's not like an essay, it's not like a thing. And the fact is you can just read those 140 characters and it fills. It fills you. It removes all of the nuance. That's where I messed up here. This should have been 1, 2... Wait. I'm so confused at what I'm doing wrong with this. And it's frustrating me I'm not seeing it right now. Okay. You should be like that. There should be one down here. right? That's how it is? Yeah, that's how I have it over there. There we go. Twitter's up. How do we get normies to pay attention to left-wing discourse outside of Twitter? I didn't even hit the button that time. We're already excluded from mainstream news media, and real-life social groups tend to be politically segregated. Easily digestible and vaguely true, and you've got good propaganda. Absolutely true. M says, oh my god, in his lexicon level. Tudes, it's a really good question. Honestly, I'm inclined to agree with M. Community outreach, for one, I believe, Tudes, through explicitly left-wing political movements. I have thoughts on how that can work, but it's complicated, and I'm not about to spot to go on it here. I want to talk about it on the server later. That would be a great conversation, and I would love to be part of that later. Okay. Yay, I has the roof situation potentially fixed. That makes me feel better. There we go. I need to go buy more. I'm familiar with climate change denial discourse in Alberta because my dad forwards emails to me all the time. I don't have to rely on Twitter randos to see how the right talks about climate change. My dad has a hardcore climate change denier since 2005. I am so sorry, dudes. That's gotta be hard. Rosemary, be my friend. Where is Tomti? Welcome, Trash Boy. So this is not Minecraft. This is Staxel. It is very similar to Minecraft. It's kind of like if Minecraft didn't have combat but had like the farming elements of a game like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley. Also, how are you doing, Trash Boy? Everyone does ask if it's Minecraft, and honestly, it's kind of funny and endearing at this point. Glad to hear that you're doing well. Also, Tomti, can you please be my friend? Okay. Where were we? Right, I was supposed to buy more roof tiles. Let's get 100 more of you. And 100 more of you. Capitalist Minecraft streamer Tara. Yes, indeed. In an alternate reality, I do stream Minecraft as a capitalist. But here we discuss anarchical policies. Because I am an anarchist. Okay, that I can't fill in. Okay, and the next layer of roofing. There we go. Oh, wow. Did not mean to do that. Yes, I am an anarchist. How do I think intellectual property would work in an anarchist society? Very good question. I don't think we would have intellectual property quite in the same way. Mostly because most of the intellectual property is designed around the idea of capital and who can make money off of intellectual property. I think it would probably be more of a recognition thing and trying to figure out kind of like who we should thank for something. But even then, in that type of society, you have to acknowledge everybody who came before you. You know, if you're someone who invents, say, a certain computer program, you could not have done that without recognizing the work and effort of all the people who invented the software that helped you produce that, the coding that helped produce the software, the computer and hardware that helped produce that. So it would just be a constant remembrance and thanking of the people who came before you to give you the things that you had for the luxuries of the moment that you're in, and just recognizing that as best as possible. That's how I would see intellectual property working in a anarchist society. You wouldn't have kind of the need for something like the type of property rights that we're talking about, because you would be contributing to the larger society. You wouldn't be in it for money. Thank you for the question, Trash Boy. I actually appreciate it. Also, is Trash Boy acceptable, or would you prefer me to call you something different? You're a socialist libertarian and you can't imagine a society without some form of government. Well, I'll tell you something. Anarchism does not necessarily... Anarchism is the destruction of the state. It is not necessarily not having any sort of rules in play, or any sort of absence of rules. It's the destruction of hierarchy, honestly. But that doesn't mean there can't be a form of representation. That doesn't mean that a system can't work. And one of the ways that I typically imagine anarchism working is a bunch of small different groups in a confederation. The organization of people through different smaller groups and coming up kind of like the scales on a fish is one of the analogies that I have read that makes a lot of sense to me. So it's not so much that you wouldn't have some sort of rules or guidelines or principles, but it wouldn't be done in a way that imposes on people. Exactly. As Doug pointed out, it would be kind of a de facto government in a sort of way. But the people would be apprised to everything. People would have say in the way that their societies were run. The Zapatistas are a good example of what I would love to see happen on a larger scale. So if you're comfortable with what they're doing, that's the kind of anarchy I would love to see. Hierarchies can exist under anarchism only as long as they can be justified. Once the benefits of a hierarchy can no longer justify the cost, it should be abolished. Absolutely. Like, I think it's fair to say that in an anarchist society, for example, that you could see people appeal to, say, like a scientist for dealing with a pandemic. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, right? Like, you're not gonna have people just do whatever entirely. There's going to be reason for things. You want to have, if you're gonna have a hierarchical position, it needs to be justified, and it can't come with power. It can't come with the ability to hurt people with power. And I think that's really the biggest issue that a lot of anarchists have with the way power is driven into hierarchies. The power to abuse people. And this side is going to keep giving me troubles because of this tree. But I want to build the tree into the house because I think that's cool. But I think that's the way it would work, right? Corner 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Is that how it came out here? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I think the problem here is that 3 is already in the tree. That is exactly what's going on here. So I think that should go that way. That should go that way, and that should be a corner. It's 1, 2. How does this look down here? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. And then, okay, that's how I do it. And then that's the tree. Okay. You still have groups. Yeah, okay. I'm caught up on chat. And I think a lot of people also, Trash Boy, have this perspective that we're just all going to have the answers and that anarchism is going to be perfect. We're probably going to run into a lot of issues that are unique to that understanding. And we'll have to adapt to those over time. And as far as I see it, the worst case scenario in a system like anarchism is we end up right back in the same systems of oppression that we were in before, and we get the opportunity to try it again another time. Like, I think that's the greatest downside to trying a system like that, because the worst thing that can happen in that sense of freedom is that we end up right back where we started, that the same issues end up reforming, that we accidentally end up back in hierarchy. The CIA would also try to sabotage it. Well, in general, I'd hope that we wouldn't have a CIA-type organization in a world like that, but I agree with you that the CIA, in its obsession with power and control, would end up trying to stop any form of anarchist society from developing, and would create institutions against that. And so there's a lot of questions around it, right? But theoretically, it has a lot of ability to create a lot of, to create a very just society for people. And I think that's worth taking the risk on. What is going on in that corner right there? That looks weird. Oh no, that's fine. There we go. Permanent revolution. What about permanent revolution, Toots? Cray says, just got advice on how to live well in capitalism. How? You want to share the secret with the rest of us? Yeah, definitely give us the hot tips, Cray, because I don't know how to do it. Are you trying to sell me something? Wait, what the heck just happened there? There we go. Be a product and make yourself usefulness highly visible to your boss, even if it's fake. That sounds soul crunching. Let them exploit you long enough, and you'll move up in the world. That is soul crushing and crunching, and that is just sad. What's the monthly subscription for this course? I don't have much money, but it's okay to spend it if I'm going to be a millionaire soon, right? Absolutely. The problem with capitalism is that its main priority is profit and not people or society it's supposed to serve. Oh, absolutely, Trash Boy. I think I'm getting the rhythm on making this roof. Though it is starting to get a little more difficult with the tree, but I'm gonna make it work. Okay. Wait, what? That is not what I told you to do. Okay. Can I... Wait, that is not what I'm trying to do, is it? Oh, actually? That is exactly what I am trying to do. Sorry, I am not reading chat at the moment. Just give me a minute. I will gladly go back to that. I'm just trying to fix up this roof situation. I don't think it should go that far. Right? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That should be like here. How many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I think that works. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that works. And then... if I really want to be fancy with it, I can do something like that. Let me catch up with chat quick. I just need a small piece of your soul, Gray says. The revolutionary praxis doesn't stop after the revolution, or else you get a calcified bureaucratic state like the Soviet Union. Absolutely true. Cray, I don't have a soul anymore. I sold it for some Taco Bell. Also, welcome, Gabriel. I will answer your question in one moment. I'm sending Repo Man for that info. Sorry, I misspelled cops. That's funny. My food is almost ready. I'm off to enjoy. Talk to you later. Who are on the server? More talk. There's a final result pick forthcoming. I am looking forward to that, Duke. I hope you enjoy your meal. Trash Boy says, I don't like cops. That is valid. Okay, Gabriel, welcome again. Thank you for coming by. I hope you are doing well. You are asking if I am vegan. No, I am actually not vegan. I am not vegan because of a few different reasons. I actually would prefer not talking about my health issues around that, but I was vegetarian for a good number of years. In food deserts especially, Trash Boy, being vegan can be very expensive. Though I fully support anybody who is vegan and can maintain that. I get the perspective behind it. Are you vegan, Gabriel? You know what, at this point, I think we should just cap the house instead of... That's cool. Let's do... I thought I had more on the house, but I'll just keep the extra roof tiles. I'll just close this off as best as possible. I'm having trouble seeing, honestly, where I'm missing blocks. So maybe what I can do is... something like that. Okay, that is not what that was explicitly not what I was trying to do. I will have to fix that from the outside. You're not vegan, but you've eaten bugs before? Oh yeah. A lot of people have eaten crickets or grasshoppers. Snails are another one that people eat, yeah. They're magic lights. It's literally magic. Honestly, I feel like that looks really cool because it looks like the tree is the mushroom. The stalk of the mushroom growing. Which is kind of the effect I was hoping for. Enjoy, you know... I hope you have a good night's sleep, Emma. I don't think I could eat snail, honestly. But if people enjoy it, I am not gonna criticize that. Well, we've got our little mushroom house. Now I just need to make the mushroom furniture for it. Gabriel, when you say that you wish more vegans were leftists and leftists were vegan, I'm I'm curious of the fact that most of vegans that you have come across aren't leftist. Because I feel like those who would want something of that sort and want to be vegan, a lot of the reasons behind it has to do with speciesism and the critiques of hierarchy in that regard. So I would imagine that veganism would theoretically merge with some leftist perspectives if it can be done. So I'm curious as to the perspective on that, you know, a lot of people don't adhere to that. Like, what are the arguments you've heard with veganism in that regard? I guess would be my question to you, Gabriel. I'm pretty sure that in most major cities you can probably buy edible snails. Oh, I guess, so Gabriel, my question for you is, like, what are the arguments that you've heard from vegans that you've known that aren't leftist? Because usually a lot of it is an issue with the hierarchy of species. Like, so I'm just curious as to why the vegans you know that you were describing, when you said that you wish more vegans were leftist, like, why aren't they leftist? Is it more of like, what is their defense of not being leftist as a vegan? Is there one? Like, go in any Latin American area in your city and you'll find edible bugs and snails. Absolutely true. You can often find the lollipops that have insects inside of them. Trash Boy thinks it's natural for us to eat animals. There's definitely a rationale for it. And there's a rationale that makes sense if they are ethically treated, especially. You know, it gets into a very complex debate. It's not completely one-sided, especially when you have to talk about issues about hunting and overpopulation and all sorts of things. As well as certain indigenous cultural practices, I'm very hesitant to speak about that aspect of things. And I think there's ways to commune with animals as well, in ways where you can consume them without completely being terrible to them. I don't think that the consumption of an animal that means necessarily that you are being terrible to them, or that you mistreated them in life. You can pay your respects in honor. And honestly, any sort of conversation about food and capitalism is always going to get complex. You know, at the end of the day, humans have to eat, and under capitalist systems, we do prioritize certain forms of food. And I would never condone at all the type of mistreatment of animals that we often see under capitalism. Yeah, you can give the animals a good life. You can treat them with respect. There are ways to do it. That said, I'm not speaking out against veganism as a perspective. I think that it has its place, and I certainly wouldn't dismiss anyone for being vegan. I think it's just, what the hell did I just watch with Tomti and Oscar? Did you all see them phase through each other? Trash Boy says, my mom grew up on a farm and says that when she was a child, she would talk to the animals before they ate them and thank them. Yeah, that's a pretty common practice on smaller scale farms that are not factory farm situations, where you can thank the animal and you treat them with respect during the course of their life. It doesn't have to be the same type of brutality that we often see in a factory farming system under capitalism. And we also have to keep in mind in general that the system, prioritizes itself. There's huge amounts of subsidies given to factory farms. There's huge amounts of everything. So in areas that are food deserts, being vegan might be a lot more difficult. I'm not saying it's impossible, and I'm not saying there aren't ways to do it on the cheap if you're good, but there's some areas where you can't even buy fresh fruits and vegetables. And food politics gets very complicated very quickly. Okay, let me refill these bowls. And then I am going to very quickly run to the bathroom. Because my tea has... I've just drank a lot of tea this stream. Tea is wonderful, Cray. I will be right back. Cray, I have indeed had tea from the Zapatista, coffee rather from the Zapatistas. It is amazing. It is the best coffee I've ever had. It is legit my favorite coffee. Oh, I have to feed the chickens. And I probably have to feed the cow. Oh, yeah. Gotta feed all the animals. There we go. Also, I am done with those. Hey, Puck. And I can put these away. You are the future. That's funny. So how do I make those mushroom furnitures? Can I just order them? That'd be wonderful. No, it's not gonna let me do that. I gotta make them all. Bleh. Okay. I mean, by definition, yeah. Oh my goodness, I need so many mushrooms. That is terrible. Rare mushroom. Maybe the real furniture is the friends we made along the way. Maybe. How many mushrooms do I need? Also, I don't think I've ever seen white mushrooms. I need 4 rare mushrooms, 8 rare mushrooms, 10 rare mushrooms, 12, 16, 17 rare mushrooms. Can I order them? No, I can't, because it would have come up. Off into the woods I go, searching for mushrooms. Also, white mushrooms. Do they only spawn when it rains? I'm gonna be annoyed if they only spawn when it rains. I'm also very tempted to just collect them off stream. The capitalist argument for veganism is that if enough individuals make the choice to go vegan, the aggregate demand for meat goes down, and fewer animals will be bred for human consumption. It kind of falls apart after that. Yeah, that's kind of my understanding of it as well, too, so thank you for explaining that. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna make all that furniture off stream in between. How long do we have? Yeah, we've got another like 24 minutes on stream, so I'll do that off stream. and just make all the furniture. Because I gotta figure out where all my mushrooms are in this mess of stuff I have. So I might advance a day off stream if that's cool with everyone else. We were just saying future. That is valid, Cry. Indeed. Tomti, be my friend. I need to complete a quest before my reputation with this villager goes up. Okay. That means I need to get Rosemary's quest. I think. You really need a hedgehog plushie. I can get one for you. I think I have one somewhere. That means next time we might actually get the, Minecraft and Animal Crossing's another good example. Trash Boy. Yeah, you do, like, quests for villagers and try to raise their friendship up. I might also sell some of this stuff off stream and try to get my money up. Where is my hedgehog plushies? Tortoise plushie. There we go, hedgehog plushie. I knew I had. Boop. Take one. Get this to Rosemary. Looks like next time we'll actually be able to get our Unikitty. Would I consider the world in Animal Crossing socialist or capitalist? I don't think it really fits any real model of how money could work. Because you're basically able to take out a loan that is infinite with no interest. Like, I don't feel like it fits the model of capitalism in any regard, but I don't feel like it fits socialism either. Especially because money's infinite and has, like, set price values. Which is kind of the fun part about games like that, where it's like markets don't really make sense. You can go collect bugs in Animal Crossing and make a fortune off of it. And sell them for the same price. Like, no matter how much you have demand or supply, like, you're still going to make the same amount of money. It's idealist capitalism. Thank you, Cray, for putting it in really good terms. It's capitalism without problems. And that's just not realistic. Because that's not how markets work. And I think part of the reason that it feels so good to play it is imagine being able to pay for your house by going to an island and, you know, getting bugs for a week. Do you think anybody would care about, you know, the housing market if that's all we had to do? The fact that we have to take out these 30-year loans and pay a bank all this sorts of money, if you can even save up enough money on a down payment, on top of everything else. Never mind the issues of racism and, you know, and other aspects of society that prevent people from getting access to homes. I think that's why those games kind of make you feel good. And they're designed to make you feel good in that way. because you can actually get things done. Oh, catching bugs isn't easy, but in Animal Crossing it is. And I think that's more the point of it. Like, you're able to accomplish everything that you set out to in Animal Crossing within a reasonable amount of time. You have time to go make friends with people, to go over to their homes, to deliver packages to one another. Like, you're actually able to enjoy life on some level while you're playing the game. And it gives off the illusion and perception that you're able to live something fulfilled. That you're able to buy a property, build up collections of things, fill a museum. It's really fun because of that. Hey, Base Cat. Your income's way more than a livable wage, with no debt. Like, no interest on your debt. If you don't pay it, whatever. You don't have a job, you don't have to deal with it. Oh yeah, I completely agree, Cray. The joy comes from working for luxury as opposed to survival. Also, I can't raise Tomti's friend level. I need to talk to Rosemary. I need to give her more plushies. Or carrot cakes. I'm just gonna buy a few and have them expedited. I have a bunch of stuff from the Fae to sell that I can replenish my money with. Carrot cake. I'll blow through my money. You don't know if the theme for your Animal Crossing should be Vaporwave or Gothic? You can't go wrong with Gothic, honestly. Wait, did that just glitch out? Why do I have 100 of these? I thought I had like 10 of them. Okay, I won't say no to that. Gothic Vaporwave. There we go, that just basically paid for the carrot cakes. And because that glitched for whatever reason, I have more tables I can sell. Yes, have a carrot cake. Be my friend. We did it! I knew this would happen. Poopsie's sick. Did I do something wrong? He just doesn't seem to want to eat or anything. Is there anything you can do? Do you think Leaf might know? Could you ask him for me? I don't want to leave right now. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. True, Trash Boy. A cemetery would be a good thing if you had a gothic setting. How's it behaving? I wasn't paying attention. Let's see. Rosemary Staxel. Her last quest. Does it matter what I say? Okay, I can't find any info on it. Let's just say it's withdrawn. It ignores them? Is he eating right? Not eating. It's lonely. Okay. Hopefully we don't kill the bunny. Not at the moment, I'm afraid, although I did see a rather lonely-looking rabbit in the woodlands. Could be worth checking out. Don't forget to take carrots with you, it might be worth it. Okay, so let's go buy some carrots. Let's buy like 5 carrots and see if that's enough. Also, where is the lonely bunny? There it is. I love how the problem is that the animal's lonely. It's not actually sick. I mean, maybe that is a form of sickness. Maybe I shouldn't judge that, actually. Like, being alone sucks. Hi, has Bun Bun. I'm sorry to hear about that too, Trash Boy. That's really sad. Okay, so by next stream, we should be able to move forward on that quest. Excellent. So we will have a Unikitty hopefully by next stream. That is true, Em. Loneliness is a huge issue, especially when with seniors and long-term patients. Wings, how the hell did you get out of your... Also, I'm gonna sell a bunch more of these. I think being alone by choice is very different than being alone when you don't have a choice. At least for me. There we go. Money. Yay. So I will make that happen. Tomti's friendship can't go up more. Because I have to do another quest. I will work on making the furniture for Serana's house after, or rather, Morsel's house. Where is Serana? I'm gonna give her some gifts. Get her friendship up. And I need to complete a quest. Okay. So she's not going to go up until I finish that house. That's good shape. We are in good shape. I think we're gonna wrap this up then and call it a stream as soon as this day's out. So, I want to thank you all for coming out and watching me. Trash Boy, it's a pleasure to have you join us. I know you're new. And I don't know if Gabriel ended up staying around, but it was nice having the both of you join us. Well, thank you for being here, Doug. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you all coming out and watching me and having a chill Sunday evening with me. I still don't know how Wings got out. But, you know, if you're someone new and you're coming here for the first time, definitely consider the possibility of joining my Discord. It's listed in the description down below. You can also follow me on Twitter. The link is down there as well. And if you are in any way in a position where you are financially secure enough, consider giving me a donation, either a single donation or I have my Patreon listed below. Also, Trash Boy, good to know that you've been subscribed for a while. Thank you for the subscription. I definitely appreciate that. I'm glad that you all come out and join me. With that said, I hope you'll join me here next Sunday. I hope you'll all, enjoy it, and I hope you all have a wonderful week. My name is Anarchist Tara, and I hope you enjoy watching.